So like I was saying, our earth is split into four corners or four halves, no matter how you look at it. This became a four-leaf clover. You know what I'm saying? This is also another way you can look at the symbol of the Jesuits. This is also the symbol of CERN. That's what I'm telling y'all while I'm talking about CERN. I think it's just crazy that as we go into this new world order and they trying to activate CERN, there's a lot of controversy surrounding the Confederate flag. And I was saying to myself, something as simple as the Confederate flag symbol can lead into the type of problems that would cause them to activate the beast computer later on. Like, and it can be something as simple as some racial division to where they say, well, you know, they can make up anything and have a reason to actually incorporate this new world technology or whatever. But if you look at it, the symbol that represent the technology that they're trying to implement on the earth is also the symbol that represent the problem or the action they took to be able to implement it. Don't let me confuse you. That's why I got the Confederate flag up there with the beast computer. That's strange to me. Like, the symbols are speaking. Like, we're at a time where they're more close to activate the beast computer than they ever been. And they're leading us up to that with chaos. And a lot of the chaos was founded upon this whole Confederate flag debate. And I just think it's crazy that, like, the symbol for the Confederate flag represent the same symbol for the technology they trying to incorporate by creating the chaos with the Confederate flag. Like, think about what I'm saying. I know it sounds crazy, right? Now, look at the beast computer. Let's move on. So these four corners or four walls create four triangles. As the negative space in between them, you got four triangles in between them. And that's what you're looking at here with this Jesuit cross. The red cross represents the building. And you got this negative space in between it. See, I'm showing you how it represents the book being open. But, like, think about it, it resembles a revolving door where people coming in and out of a revolving door. People coming in and out of the Great Mother. That's why she's given birth in the ancient cosmology, because your soul was conceived before your body was born. You got a spiritual mother. That represents Mother Earth. She served as a gate. She was an open door, just like your mama was an open door. Had your mama been a closed door, you would have had to find another mama to work your Cupid energy on to house your soul so that it can build your body inside of her. We're parasites when we're coming into this world, and the Great Mother don't mind that. Like, the whole concept of the mother, like, the earth allow all of the inhabitants to be parasites to it, to take from it for their own life. And when they no longer can feed off the earth, guess what? Like parasites, they feed off each other. What we doing now? When they can't replenish the host, they find a new host. And you keep finding a new host every lifetime, a new mama. A new parent, you parasite, like parasite, parent site. That shit just sounds similar, but I might be reaching. But the parents are the site that the soul lands. Like, this whole concept of the Cupid is the baby as spiritual energy, where the ancestors said the parents don't choose the baby choose the parents. So you see the couple falling in love and you see the Cupids. That's the future children. They're saying the spiritual realm is governing the physical realm. The emotions that the mom and daddy experiences at love at first sight is actually the child saying, oh, them my parents right there. Okay, I'm ready to. It's basically the soul seeing this earth and saying, okay, I want to go there. And that right there plays out in this realm as the apple in your daddy eye, they call it, or whatever. Like, they saying that when two people start a family and fall in love, it was the children that was doing it from the ethereal plane all along. And that became the Greek interpretation of the Cupid shooting the arrows and shit. But that's a whole nother story. Let's talk about these images because I'm trying to tie it into the beast, right? So hold on, I forgot to put my chat. Hold up, let me put my chat back up. So the earth is like a revolving door, people coming and going. And the sacred geometry behind a revolving door is just that. Everything that happens here is recorded here. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens on this realm, every little deed is recorded, yo. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so this revolving door is kind of like a book, and we're living each page, you know what I'm saying, is a different day spinning. The sun and moon, you know, and each day new souls entering and exiting like a revolving door. So this concept is really the sacred geometry of time itself, how time is revolutionary and cyclical versus linear Gregorian time. Time is more like a revolving door. At some point in that building, Billy wore a blue suit on Tuesday, and he went in one of those door sockets when he went to his office. What's the probability of him doing that the same way in 1 year? But he don't even know it. So Billy wear a blue tie. That may be, put it like this. Billy work in that building. Billy wore his blue suit 3 Tuesdays in the same year, and when he did it, he went through the same door, but he thought he was just getting up randomly acting every day. That's kind of how time is. And every time Billy did that, we say, oh, that's the eclipse that the ancestors saw. You see pattern now, that nothing is really random. Billy is doing something that the soul is planning, and is very orchestrated, but from the body and from the brain's interpretation, Billy thinks is random. Just like ants moving around don't know that they're making sacred geometrical patterns with their movement. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you energy is structured. All right, so time is that which gives reference points for how energy is spent, because remember, time is revolutionary. Time represents turning like the clock hands turning. And remember, energy is spent. You spend time, or you turn time, and you spend your energy, or you see what I'm saying? Because each second your body is using energy just to be here. So energy equates to time. That's why they say time is money, or money is energy. Money is power, time is money. We can take money out of it because in a natural world, you know, money didn't exist, but I'm just showing you why they say that though. So, you know, time is energy, you know what I'm saying? Because energy can only remain energy if it's in motion. Time represents the repetitions of the motion. So time is the receipt for the energy that you spent. You get what I'm saying? You spend money, you get a receipt. Time receives energy. Life is energy, and it experience is the energy is spent in what? A lifetime. Time is energy, and you spend that energy in a lifetime. When the lifetime ends, the energy that the body used to have the lifetime, it ain't using it no more. It go back to use to be used for something else. Don't mean you're dead. You just ain't using your energy to have a lifetime in this world. You maybe ancestors say you using it to go and now plug into other realities outside of this one upon death. So you don't have to stop breathing to die. Meditation is a form of out-of-body experience. So when you really think about that, there is no deaths. You really think about it, you don't really die when you stop breathing, you die when you stop thinking. Hold on a minute. My window share tripping on me now. Hold on. When I move this, it's showing the wrong thing. There. That's what it's supposed to be. So there you got the X chromosome. There you have the great mother. You can see that they're giving you this same concept of the X that marks the spot, this beast computer. Like, that X ain't nothing but an hourglass. Like, this whole concept of the great mother, the X chromosome, you know what I'm saying? You got to think about it, right? They're giving you a macro concepts in a micro today. So they say, look, under the microscope, the woman is represented by X. The woman represent the gateway, which is the goddamn target. Don't you see the bullseye in the middle of the great mother? Don't you see the earth right there in the middle of the great mother? You was the sperm that made it to the damn egg. In other words, this image you see on the left is what the Hindu said we saw before we came to the earth. This how we get to the earth. This is a view from the multiverse, guys. For those who want to know, this image on the left is telling you a lot. See, from this view of the great mother, think about this. Being on this earth, you living inside of a book and you can only exist on one of the pages, whichever page is being observed at the moment. That represents of every day. Every day that the sun spins, the pages of the book flip. So you exist within the pages of a book. But if you look at the image on the left, the Hindu was showing you what it looked like when you get off the page of the book and you go out of the book and look at the book. So the mother is the whole book. You ain't dealing with one page. You looking at a bookshelf now. Think about it, right? It's a micro macro code. From inside of the book, each page to you is a book. But outside of the book, you see there are many books. Inside of the book, you see there are many pages. Y'all get me? It's micro macro. It's a fractal code. See, the book is a miniature bookshelf within itself. Each page can be a book of itself. So the great mother is showing you when you get out this book, what you see, the totality of it all is that is bigger than a page, man. Like, it's a whole book to see out there and a whole bookshelf with more universes. And see, the thing is this. If you was traveling through the macroverse, let's say the Hindu right, you see all of these great mothers capturing souls like fireflies inside of their little jar right there, right? You're a ghost. You're just floating around the macroverse because you exist as light, and light can be like the aurora borealis. It can kind of move like a ghost-like creature, right? but you really a sperm, right? Now what happens is the sperm don't see flesh. The sperm using X-ray. All the sperm see is eggs, man. It can see through your daddy's body. And every woman around that sperm can see these little lights in darkness. But it don't know that it's inside of a nutsack looking through people's bodies at energy. So the sperm is trying to go to this light that it see, but it's inside of your daddy. As the sperm travels toward the light it see, the daddy go towards the lady that it see. And that's how the sperm make it to that egg. Y'all get what I'm saying? The sperm don't see mom and daddy. The sperm don't see flesh. It's seeing a different dimension that's connected with this one. It's only seeing what it need to see as a sperm to play its role in the whole system. So the sperm is seeing that he's in proximity to a woman, and there goes some eggs lighting up. The sperm don't see no woman. The sperm is the ghost in darkness that's seeing these little lights lighting up. It's swimming toward the light, but it's something blocking it, and that's your daddy's nutsack. But as it swims toward that light, it's pulling your daddy to the woman. That's the law of attraction. This is the science behind the Cupid. This how the spiritual governs the physical. So the sperm, he gonna find its way in one of those stars it see, and the sperm is looking at the egg like a star. It ain't seeing the people. It just know I want to go into this light. And as its longingness to go to the light, since it's a part of your daddy, it's his longingness to go into that. But it's translated as him being attracted and he just got to have with your mama. Like, he don't want no other woman right now, and he don't know why. Like, he gotta hit that. That's the will of you trying to come to the earth. Also being, using them as the pair that they're renting to be born in. So that's why they call it parents. They're a pair that's rented by the soul to get here. Once it get here, okay, it cut me off. Good. It's like rent. Your first house was your mama and your daddy before you came out of them into the world. You was living in the nutsack and then in your mother's egg. The two parts of you had to marry to make you. I'm telling you, it wasn't random. None of these babies are random acts. These are spiritual entities that's bringing people together from the ethereal realm. This is what the ancestors taught, and it later became translated as Cupid shooting arrows at people. But see, when you look at this image of the Great Mother, what I'm showing you is she represent the book, not the page. All the pages are within her, and that's what she's showing you now. You can see all the pages inside of her where she's looking just like a book with pages. But when you get outside of the book and you can see the Great Mother, you realize that she's not alone. She have a companion of great mothers, which is another way of saying once you leave this book called Earth and you get out of the book, you can see the bookshelf, and the bookshelf is infinite. You realize you was just in one book. But once you leave this earth, you looking at this big ass bookshelf, and each book represents an alternative reality. You chose this one for a reason. So that's all we doing. We just keep going back to the shelf, pulling. Remember, we pull our energy from the mother to come into existence. We climb from hell. We don't fall from heaven, people. So the spirit is climbing from the depths to make it into this realm. And that climbing, you got to pull yourself up. And the mother, and I'm telling you, that pulling, you remember your mountain is a woman. So she starts to feel the weight of this new life pulling down upon her to cling the, to life to get itself into this realm, pulling itself up through her and out of her. She can actually feel the action as she become fertile and go through phases of pregnancy, or that energy, right? See, you pour the most the closer you get to the top of the mountain, because by then you so tired that each pull is like an exertion. Like if it was a person you was pulling on, the moment you started getting to the upper parts, it becomes more unbearable. What I'm saying is like pregnancy. The baby is reaching the top of the mountain, which is to enter the world. It's about to be born, and the bigger it get and the more it pulls itself into this reality, the more pain it costs the mama, and to ultimately reach the top, bust out of her. It's the most painful thing, but that was what the journey was about. See, this journey isn't taken by the climber alone, because when that mountain climber climbing that mountain, he got spikes in his feet, and that mountain taking a beating. And you can ask any woman that's pregnant what it feel like when the baby kicking. She'll tell you, I feel like I'm a mountain, and there's a damn mountain climber with spikes on his feet just climbing my ass, and that's how my stomach feel. Like, but I'm giving you the symbolism in a poetic way. I'm using syncretism to tie it all together. So, but that's basically, you know what I'm saying, the whole concept of journeying to the earth right there. The Hindu Great Mother in the bottom left corner, right? Each of these universes are on a bookshelf, but none of these are closed books. Imagine a bookshelf and every book on there was open. So the doors of the church are always open. The doors of each of these realms are always open. You can enter it anytime, anyone. So the Great Mother in the bottom left corner, she represents a book. And her book is open. That's the little circle you see in the middle. That's an open book. And the soul wanted to read this book, or what you say, there's a world inside of each book. So what I'm telling you is like, the soul is basically reading a book, and when it's finished reading a book, they say your life is over. And it's symbolic of the images I'm showing now. This is one of those many realities that exist on a cosmic bookshelf of open books, open doorways. So the soul sees that little hole as an egg. It sees it as an egg. See, the sperm don't know it's a sperm. It really think it's a ghost going into a star or some kind of gateway. Remember, these things are attracted to light, like certain insects that have the same effect on a sperm. It don't know that it's a sperm trying to get into an egg. It thinks it's Casper the ghost, and I died, and I'm trying to get, I just see some light. I'm out, I died, I'm out of my body, and I am kind of flying. I'm white and shit, like they say, like the ghost, when you used to put the sheet on. Most folks think that when they out the body. But what's going on is they really a sperm, not a ghost. And see, the mission of the sperm is attracted to the light. Each of these lights that it see in the darkness have their own resonant frequency and vibration, and the sperm is attracted to the one that resonate with it. That becomes the mother it chooses. The sperm don't see the physical world. All it sees is the magnetic vortexes. So that would be all them eggs inside of the women, all the hearts. In other words, your heart is a magnetic vortex. Your mind is what they call the pineal gland, and your sex organ. Those are the trinity of vortexes that compose the ethereal body. Now check this out. That's all that the sperm can see. It can't see the physical world because it hasn't been born into the physical world yet. But from inside of the sperm sac, it can see all of the magnetic vortexes, because that ain't confined to the spiritual world. And that's how the sperm chooses what mama to put the daddy with and all of that, because it can see the heart. The sperm can actually see the resonant frequency of every heartbeat, which is a vortex happening. You can actually see it under certain equipment. That would be huge amounts of electromagnetic concentrations of energy around what they call the pineal gland, the heart, and the sex organs, which is all the trinity of not only life but death as well. How energy come and go from this place, what connects everything. You know what I mean? That's like saying the root chakra, the heart chakra, and the pineal gland. Those would be your trinity points. That would be like your up, down, and middle point if you want to deal with it on that level. So like the sperm sees the energy given off by all the humans' heartbeats and shit around it. The sperm, you got to remember, it's a creature of its own. It swims, it know what it is. And a lot of these animals, they're blind to the physical world, but they can see vibratory frequency and energy. They read that. That's what the sperm is. It's a lot of animals in the very bottom of the ocean. They're blind because it ain't nothing to see no way. It's just darkness anyway. So they even though they don't see nothing, even though all they see is darkness, they don't know that themselves is made out of light. So when you go to the bottom of the ocean, it's stuff down there that light up and shit, but it's blind. Even though it see darkness, it's lit up. That's like the sperm. The sperm don't know that it's like white light. It's light, a conscious being made of light. They ancestors actually called it some equivalent to liquid light. It's the daddy duplicating the consciousness, the thought patterns of the daddy being duplicated into a liquid called sperm. Each of them sperms represent the mind of the father, but a different interpretation of it, because the daddy could have been the same dude, but could have been different, but the same, like how you exist in dream states. Same person, but you was like, but I was a country singer there. It was still me, but I was different. Yeah, alternative. So the thing is this, like, the sperm is the ghost traveling to the light. The sperm longingness to get into this great mother's little hole right there. See, that's what the sperm see. Yeah, you know that's an egg, right? Think about what I'm telling you. You know when you look at a woman, in the middle of her body where her sex organ at, she got a gateway there, an egg. And if it's ready, she can get pregnant if it's the right time and all of that. You know how this sex game work. We're adults. What I'm telling you is the sperm know too. Like, it's intelligent, yo. It know I need to go to this egg. I'm telling you why the sperm know that. See, this great mother represents your mama, but it represents how you saw your mama before you went to the egg. You saw her as just the earth you trying to get to. So the sperm sees the woman, but it don't see her body, her flesh. It just sees the egg she holding. So if you look at like this image in the bottom left corner, that great mother represents all of our mamas. But you can see right there where her uterus would be is the earth. Before we was born, we were sperms, and we weren't telling ourselves, hey, I'm trying to get to that egg over there. No, we didn't see it as an egg. We literally saw that egg as a gateway into the earth. The egg was put it this way, man. We were seeing the earth from inside the woman. Like, it's hard to explain. Like, a female's egg is an electromagnetic vortex. But if you was on the ethereal realm, it'll be a peephole into this reality. In other words, you'll see a world, you'll see like a whole world through a peephole, like what you see in the bottom left corner when you look through your peephole in your front door and you see outside. That's how the sperm saw the egg. It didn't see it as an egg. It just saw a world. See, we see it as an egg because we already in the fucking world. But the energy that's trying to get to this world see the egg as a gateway for it to get here. It's two different perspectives of the same thing. That's what I'm trying to show y'all with this image, this concept of a gateway. See, when the sperm travels into that portal because it sees a whole world inside of this woman, literally, the moment it goes into that hole where it sees where the great mother at, it falls asleep. And in its sleep, it enters the world. Y'all, you see how deep that shit is? Do you see how deep that is? The sperm don't say I'm a sperm trying to get to an egg. The sperm say I'm a spirit, and there go an opening into a world right there. But once it gets into that world, it gotta be born into the world. And you came here with your eyes closed, man. Think about what I'm telling you. The sperm became the sleeping baby in the egg, right? But before it was the sleeping baby or the sperm, what we're talking about is the traveling soul in between micro and macro. That's just fucking crazy how it's tied together like that. You know, the spirit that becomes a baby chicken and say, I need to go inside of this egg so a mama can hatch me. The egg was the earth it was trying to get to. And the moment it crossed that threshold, it fell asleep because it now crossed over from the ethereal realm to the physical world it was longing to get to. See, once the sperm goes into the egg, they don't call it a sperm anymore. They say you're now a fetus, or it's another word for it once it's different. It exists as an egg and a sperm, but once it connect, it's something, you don't call it that. Like a man and a woman exists as a man and a woman, but when they get married, you call them a couple or a family, a unit. You got to call it something different when it connects. If you separate the yin from the yang, then yeah, you would have a yin and then a yang. But if you pull them together, you just got a yin yang. It's one thing. It's a yin yang symbol. So the sperm and the egg represents the yin separated from the yang, but when they come together, they're neither of each. It's no longer the egg and it's no longer the sperm. It's something new now. It's the human. This is how you get newness from duality, people. And this story gonna repeat itself for eternity. But in order for it to do that, the sperm can't know it's a sperm. It's kind of the same thing with humans. Nature didn't want you to readily realize you were a soul and not really a human. And by the time you realize you're a spirit inside of a body, normally you're an old person that acquired a lot of wisdom and you ready to leave anyway out of that body. If you ever study a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, you'll realize something. The butterfly was always inside of the caterpillar, waiting to be born out of it. Oh man, check this out. Inside of that caterpillar is a butterfly. What happens is the caterpillar's body, right now what's happening, look, he giving birth right now, look. Look at the caterpillar. It's a whole nother creature inside of the caterpillar that crawls from out of the skin of the caterpillar, and you call that the butterfly. There's a whole nother creature inside of the body called a soul. See, by the time that caterpillar realized, yo, I'm more than just a caterpillar, there's a butterfly inside of me, there's something greater in me, it used what it thought it was as an incubator to give birth to what it know it is. Look what's happening right now. It is saying I never was a caterpillar. Let me take this damn costume off. I was always potential. See, this is a cocoon. Did you know that the cocoon is a living creature? It's a phase of the transformation. And mostly, see, some caterpillars create cocoons. Some caterpillars become the cocoon. No, this is real shit. It's called a chrysalis, named after Christ because it's being born again. They literally call the cocoon a chrysalis, named after Christ. Because you see him shedding the skin like Jesus shedded the body and came back in the spirit. People, this is deep stuff. This show you what I'm talking about. By the time you find out that you're a powerful spirit, you're ready to lay the body down. You welcome death now. And that's exactly what the caterpillar do. It welcomes death so much so that it kills itself as a caterpillar, because I don't want to stay a caterpillar for any much longer now that I realize I can fucking fly. I mean, if you knew that you can fly, would you still walk? You would immediately start using the gift. You wouldn't wait to use it. That's what the caterpillar's saying. The moment it realizes I'm something greater, I immediately kill what I thought I was and give birth to what I know I am. I know I'm better. The moment you know better, you do better. You don't continue to operate in an infant's mind as you grow up, do you? You shed that way of thinking. And that's what I'm saying. With every degree of consciousness, we take on a new body, a new appearance. You don't even look the way you look as an enlightened person as you did as a dumbass with all them big ass baggy jeans on and motherfucking bandanas tied crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm telling you is with awakening come transformation. And this is perfect example of how when we leave the body, we're a whole nother fucking creature outside of this body. That's called a soul. So that's how the soul, this is, if you think about this, let's deal with sacred geometry. What am I showing you? We talk about it all the time. Y'all so deep, y'all talk about it all the time. You call it an out-of-body experience. You don't think that the caterpillar is going out of its body, out of its old body. People, if you want to talk about an out-of-body experience, study what happens with a fucking caterpillar. This is literally an out-of-body experience. I mean, it's coming out of its body once it realizes it's greater than this fucking caterpillar crawling around. So people, this is truly the best way to teach out-of-body experiences, by showing exactly what happens with a caterpillar and a cocoon. When you realize more makes up reality than the physical flesh and bones, you're only about 25% of you is the body. The rest is some spiritual cosmic energy that's controlling that. So when the soul leaves the body, guess what? The body it looked just like this damn caterpillar shell. Think about it. When the butterfly leaves from up out of the fucking caterpillar, the caterpillar don't keep moving. That's dead. The energy that was used for me to crawl on the ground, I'm using that same energy to fly now. So see you later, alligator. Yeah, my body ain't moving, but I grew wings from out of that body. It served as a cocoon for my soul. My soul got wings. My body didn't have wings because my body was a caterpillar crawling around on this ground, and it wasn't what was inside of this caterpillar was a butterfly waiting to spread them wings. Now, when you realize you're a butterfly, you stop being a caterpillar, and this body that you using to walk around this world with as a caterpillar on the ground, well, you can use that energy to flap wings instead of walk. I'd rather fly than walk. So the caterpillar becomes an incubator to give birth for the new me, the one that can fly. That's transformation. That's why we come to be humans. The reason we're humans is the same reason why the butterfly starts as a caterpillar. It has to grow to be a wise being, and it has to realize what it is before it can become it. So this phase of the butterfly before it realized it was a butterfly was a caterpillar. But when it realizes more than that, it stopped crawling around. Look at here, guys. Look at this thing now. Think of a dead body. Now, if you saw this caterpillar shell laying down, you wouldn't say, look at that dead caterpillar. You'll say, oh, that caterpillar shedded his skin and became a butterfly. So why do you cry at funerals? I know we're going to cry, but I'm just saying, animals don't. But what I'm going to tell you is why we do. We didn't always do that. We used to celebrate and have parties and shit when people died, like they do in Louisiana. We didn't mourn, we celebrated death, just like a motherfucker would celebrate a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. And if you walk by a dead human, you fucking get like a sad feeling. The ancients wouldn't. If you walk by a caterpillar body, do you say, man, poor caterpillar? No, you say lucky caterpillar. It shedded that body and became a butterfly. Same thing with a human. We shed the body and become spiritual beings on alternate realms, and we're constantly evolving to what we are. Constantly evolving what we are. You see? So when you see a dead body, think of it like this caterpillar skin. It's just really skin, a shell that was shedded. The soul came out of it and flew away. So the soul lingers around the casket for a little while, and then when it's ready to leave this place, it flies away, just like the butterfly in the cocoon. When you die, there's a brief period where you kind of do your farewells and you fully leave the body and you linger around your funeral spot and you visit a few people's house that can't see or hear you. And then you move on. But you're using your grave site as an anchor point, like the Like the butterfly can always fly back to this little spot on a tree and remember that it used to be a human before it was a soul or before it was a butterfly, because it'll be looking at its grave site. That caterpillar died right there. But what you calling death wasn't death. It was simply transformation. And the butterfly can fly back to that carcass hanging there and say, that's what I used to be. Those the clothes I used to wear. And when I wore those, I crawled around on the ground. And when I took them off, I became light enough to fly. That was some heavy gear. So the spirit can go back to his grave site and see the shit, the essence of what it used to be, still in this world. Just like the butterfly can fly back to its grave site when it died as a caterpillar and remind itself that it used to crawl around before it grew them wings. So the soul can fly back here and see that it used to be a human, and there go my old grave site and shit. But what I'm saying, when we die though, our casket is our cocoon. And what's happening is the soul is having time to liberate itself from the body. Just like what's going on here, the butterfly got to liberate itself from that old body if it's going to get wings. So for a little while when we die, we stay around the grave site a minute. And that's the time where we're peeling ourselves out the body. The soul is leaving the body, right? And as it leaves the body, it's also leaving the earth. And once the soul leaves the body, it don't walk around on the ground with humans. It flies in the sky with spirits and look down at them like the birds. You better listen to what I'm saying. Check this shit out now. That's some deep shit, yo. Because look, when that damn butterfly leave the body, it never walks again on the ground like a caterpillar. It don't live on the ground no more. It live in the sky. The moment the butterfly breaks out of that body and frees itself from the body of the caterpillar, it don't walk no more. And it don't live on the ground no more. It flies and it now lives in the sky. And it now look down at other caterpillars and it says, wait till you get you some wings, buddy. Buddy, that's what I'm telling you your destiny is. When you get out of this body, you become a guardian angel that's looking over the humans of the earth. And it's looking over them because it's looking down at them. It's looking over their shoulders. It's looking down. Think of a caterpillar that became a butterfly. It's flying over the jungle looking down at other caterpillars and it's saying, they just don't know that they got wings under that body. But when they find out, they can join me up here in the sky. That's what the ancestors is doing right now. The ancestors can't come down to this realm. They can influence it, though, from where they at. They can drop jewels from the sky. But they ain't finna come and land down here because they ain't no caterpillar no more. Now, when the ancestors come to partake in this reality, I do think some of them come back and be born as humans to help people. And that's like a butterfly saying, you know what? I know how to become a butterfly, even if I'm a caterpillar. So you know what? I'm going to become a caterpillar again to go down there to the ground to help some of them caterpillars out that's finding it hard to weave their cocoons and transform into a butterfly. They don't know that they have a second phase of their life called a butterfly phase, and they just keep living out their life as a crawling caterpillar and dying. When really they can transform and live out a whole nother life and then live that, then die as a butterfly. You see what I'm saying? And keep transforming. So that's like the ancestors may come into human bodies and be born here on missions to aid some of us who've been trapped in this realm for too long. You know, they used to get some of the kids from the higher grades to go and sit down with the second graders and help some of the ones that was flunking too much stand behind. Same way. To do that, they got to stoop down to your level. You can't go up to theirs. So the butterfly that chooses to help its fellow caterpillars become butterflies have to be born on the ground as a caterpillar. You got to think about it. The caterpillar may got a mom and a daddy, but the mom and the daddy, was there a caterpillar or butterflies? See what I'm saying about this cycle? So like all them caterpillars that's crawling on the ground, it's because they ain't realized yet what's inside of them, which is a butterfly. And once they realize that, that become their new reality. So they have a grave site called a cocoon, where they make this cocoon, they go in their casket, they die. And like I said, in this case right here, the very the body of the caterpillar represent one phase of the butterfly. Remember now, you used to be a sperm. What happened to the sperm? The same thing happened to the caterpillar. Hit the like button and hit the share button. I told you I was going to fuck you up, didn't it? Didn't I tell you I was going to fuck you up? Didn't I get you with that one? No. That's why y'all fuck with me for shit like that, though. See what that just did to your mind? It gave it an aha moment. See, because what happened to the sperm? The same thing happened to the caterpillar. See, the sperm's death represent the beginning of life as the human. The sperm ain't really die. It shedded its skin and transformed what it was to what you are now. And this transformation process gonna continue. The body gonna give birth to the soul. So the caterpillar's body gave birth to the butterfly, which was the new self. So the new you is born on top of the old you. It uses the old you as a reference point. You know how some of you sisters go look in your closet and you see them long ass stripper boots you used to wear with them libbit ass cheeks hanging out them shorts. And you say, girl, look at this outfit. I don't even wear this no more since I'm enlightened. Yeah, that's the old you, and it's showing you the clothes that represented that way of thinking. On a macro level, the body itself is a set of clothes that's worn by the soul that resonated with a reality as a human. In other words, the soul could have been anything. It chose to wear the human body in a reality here for some reason. You did. And so when the soul leaves this realm, it's looking at the body like how a woman look in her closet at old outfits that don't represent the way she think no more. The soul outgrows the body. Like when that woman start becoming mature and she outgrow them little coochie cutters and shit, and she stopped dressing like a fast teenager and shit, you know. It's the same thing the soul do on a spiritual level. It look at the many shells it inhabited and it says to itself, oh, wow, I'm so much greater than that outfit. I remember I used to, let me shut up. You know what I'm saying? When I wore that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how when we change our mind, we change the way we represent ourselves on the surface. So when people adopt new ideas, they often change their dress codes and everything because it's micro, macro, and what we are on the inside resurfaces and it shows what we can see it from the outside. And so that's what the caterpillar is showing you right there. I hope that makes sense to y'all. So you know what, guys? I'm going to do some more on this beast image because what I'm showing you now is to go out of the body is this cocoon concept. So you can look at this beast computer as a cocoon. And I ain't gonna lie, I like them coochie cutters though. I ain't with the cheeks hanging out. That make a nigga go crazy. Let me stop. Let's keep going. The beast computer is them splitting the ether and creating another ethereal realm. You get what I'm saying? When they talk about Moses splitting the sea, in order to create another universe, look, each of these little little arches with the world beneath it, each of them is a universe. What you're looking at is the multiverse. This goes for infinity, multiplying itself as it goes outward. Multiverse. Each of these things is a universe, though, is what I'm trying to tell you. Each realm is its own universe, people. Now listen. What separates the universes are ethereal barriers, or what they call primordial waters. So if Brother Sanchez was to create a new universe right now, I would have to make another separation within the ether to house my universe within these waters. And you will see another color pop up in this system, and it'll have its own little blue line in between it, symbolizing them primordial waters. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at this symbolism, that's what Moses represents. Moses. If I create another universe, I just created another ethereal barrier or another sea. Now we cross into the new universe by passing over the ethereal sea that just split time and space, for lack of better words. This sounds complicated, but it is not. If I ask you where's the universe that they're making, you would say inside of the CERN software, or the beast computer. It's inside of there. But the beast computer is inside of the earth. And the moment a new universe was created inside of the earth, there was a barrier made between the world outside of that computer and the world inside of it. Put a 1 in the chat room if you hear what I'm telling you. It's very simple. The moment they activate the beast computer, everybody experiencing a reality from the inside of that beast computer represents a whole nother world from the world outside of that building, which is housing regular people who ain't living in the simulated world. So you just created a barrier within space and time. Once you activate that computer, you basically split the sea. And that's what Moses is telling you. And if you look at the sacred geometry with the Moses story, it's the damn beast computer. Why am I the only one in the world making this parallel? Was I sent to the earth to do this? I mean, think about it. Think about this here now. Look at the great mother in the bottom left corner. Within her is an entire universe. That's what the Hindu's showing you. Now take the great mother and compare her to the beast computer up there in the top right. Within that beast computer is an entire universe. And the sacred geometry lines up with the great mama. Yeah, I'm keep looking at the chat too to make sure we ain't getting no goddamn trolls, man, you know. Shout out to the new people that's here for the first time. Orez Vitigen. Thank you for joining. It won't be your last if you like profound information, but I will say I am about to end the show, so you're a bit late today, but that's okay. You can always watch the replays. So guys, Moses represent more seeds. To create another universe, you have to split the ether. They have to split the ether, guys, to include for their boundary of this new reality. Because where their reality begins, this reality ends. Do y'all understand how these ethereal barriers work now? You exist on each ether in a different level of consciousness. So if you were to go inside of the simulated world that CERN made inside of that supercomputer, you couldn't take this body. It ain't like they can take this body there. They can take the consciousness from this body, and they got an avatar that's already in the simulation, and they put you and everybody in their own avatars that they made after your body. Now you're in their simulated universe, but it ain't really you. It's an avatar they made to represent you. The consciousness in it is you. That's the world we're moving into. These are the barriers that are being created. So, this new world or this simulated universe that they creating, it is bound by the laws that govern this one. It's their own simulation. Law can be what they write in the code. So up can be down, down can be up. The word for hot may really mean cold, and the word for cold can be hot in their universe. They can do whatever they want. They can change the code of it. That was the reason for them making a synthetic universe. One they can program and control because nature running its own code, and it don't care about their fucking feelings and what they want. So for the past generation, the people in power been wasting time and money trying to control nature. And now they realize you cannot hack her. She can't be hacked like that. So they just saying, well, we'll make our own fucking system now. We'll make our own world. And they knew that was going to ultimately be the solution. You can't win against nature. So we can synthesize her so that we don't need her. Because that's what it's about. They don't want a world where we rely on nature. They want it to be relying on their great thoughts and technology. They're replacing nature with technology. Anybody still relying on well water and gardening and all that, they say you primitive, you in the old world. But ain't that's natural, nigga? No, we grow plants in labs today. And we motherfucking make our own water with the process of motherfucking gravitalization and all this new shit. Like, bro, technology replacing our sustainer. We're being sustained by tech, not nature. And so that's the world we living in. Where technology reached the point where they don't really need nature no more. Because they can synthesize her. So you're in a world now where they can't copy nature. They can't do what nature done, but they can synthesize it, which is another word for mimic. Now, I don't know if you know, but copying something and mimic it is way different, yo. Because if I copy somebody, I did exactly what they did. But if I mimic them, I'm just kind of copying them like, you know, it ain't them. Like, I can mimic Bill Cosby right now, but I can't sound exactly the spitting mirror identity of him. That'll be a copy. So you see the difference, right? They cannot copy what nature done because nature's too brilliant. You can't copy it. You made by nature, so you can't copy what she done. But since you made by, you can mimic it. Like you can play mama and daddy. Children can synthesize mama and daddy. We used to play house all the time. But they can't pay no goddamn bills though. Listen what I'm telling you. Children can play mama and daddy all they want and put on them high heels, and the boy can put daddy clothes on, but they can't fucking copy it, because one thing they can't copy is they can't pay them goddamn bills. So they synthesizing mama and daddy. They mimicking it, but you ain't copying a damn thing. I wish one of my children would copy me and pay this goddamn light bill. Oh, I sure wish you would copy me, goddammit. You want to copy mama and daddy? You want to do it just the way we do it? Come on, let's go get you a job. That's synthesizing mama and daddy. You ain't copying shit till you pay some bills. And once you start copying doing what I'm doing, you now a mama and daddy yourself. You're a copy of what I was to you. You ain't mimicking nothing. So what they can't create a copy of the universe. Don't give them that much credit. Them children can't pay no goddamn bills. They just plan. They plan mama, dad. They plan God. They plan house. So don't get it twisted now. We ain't giving them too much credit. After all, they ain't doing them but creating a synthetic universe. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to show. Why Jesus had the cup when I was talking about Jesus is Saturn. And did I show y'all what the cup mean with the planet Saturn? The North Pole vortex on top of the planet Saturn with the all-seeing eye. My mind getting bad. Put a 1 in the chat if I went over that. I know I did. I'm tripping. My mind getting bad. I need to eat. Yeah, I went. Oh, somebody said they didn't see it, or they want to see it. Hold up, y'all. I'm loading it up now. Some people said they didn't see it. I'm pointing out. That's important, right? Because it's going to show you how Jesus tie into Saturn. How the worship of these gods hide the truth. People worshiping Saturn today in different forms, and their worship creates religions, but religion takes us away from our true natural spirituality that will reconnect us with the secrets of the earth, life, and the universe. And the space program is religion too. So that's why I'm able to sync this to the religious system. The scientists that's giving you space are the same scientists that's proving the goddamn flood on Sunday. So they telling you they got scientific proof of Noah's flood. For some reason, all of your scientists seem to be in cahoots with the Vatican and backing up what the church saying, and they giving you the same thing in different forms. That's why I'm showing you they've been doing that for thousands of years. When you look at this, let me just do something. Look. Can y'all see that Jesus with his crown of thorns around his forehead represent the rings of Saturn? Jesus is the all-seeing eye. If you look at this image for Saturn, right there you got this all-seeing eye, what they giving you in the middle. That's the all-seeing eye of the Illuminati with the light rays coming out. That's Jesus. And around him the rings are the crown of thorns. And the North Pole hexagon at the top, you see this little, that's not a halo at the top of the head, that's the cup that runneth over. That's how Saturn powers itself. They giving you an electromagnetic torus field, which is the truth, which is Earth, which is what Earth is. But they're giving it to you in a corrupted form to create Saturn and space. And see, when you create space, people need a God. They need a God because they suspended. Think about it. We didn't have gods when we had flat Earth because it was said that the great mother or the source of the creation is among the creation and can be accessed at the center of the creation. People didn't pray to God. They just took a trip to the North Pole and they saw the creator, that which sustained reality. When they created space, they had to create heaven, a place beyond space where God exists. With flat earth, heaven and hell was in between the earth, and it was all here. You didn't have to, heaven was the sky. Hell is the underworld, under the ground where they put your casket. And earth was said to be in between heaven and hell, which is true. We're in between the sky and the ground. People during that time, they didn't have a concept of a God light years away in some place called heaven on the edge of some mysterious universe far out there. Heaven to them was the center of the earth, where you can literally go to heaven now with a compass and a boat, and you can go see God or the creator, that which is powering the earth. It was real to them. It wasn't no prayer, man. It wasn't no, like, this was, y'all don't get it. So what happened was they took away flat earth, and because when they took away flat earth, we were separated mentally and spiritually from the source. Because in the new cosmology, you don't have the creator at the center of the creation. So now you need a concept where your creator got to be channeled. It got to be called E.T. phone home, I'm a prayer away. Where do your prayers go? Where is heaven located? Because heaven is the resident for the source creator. That place is at the center of the earth, which is the highest peak in the cosmos. That's the throne of God where all compasses point. Creator ain't nowhere far off from us. You can go and holler at the creator right now, right up to the throne. I'll walk you up there. We can go make our complaints. I'm just bullshit. I'm just bullshit. You know it ain't like that, but I'm saying the source of the creator is, the source of the creation is there though. You know what I mean? I don't know how conscious it is, or is it just a energy thing that's doing what it's doing, you can't talk to it, or I don't know what, all like that. I was just being funny. But when they created space, they put space in between us and the alternative reality, space in between us and the creator. So now your creator, you got to have soothsayers and different ministers to come and help you guide your prayers, because it may not get through to the creator, because they separated you in your mind from the source. You asking, I want did my prayer get through? God is so far away. You putting a message in a bottle and you putting it on the damn ocean, and you saying to yourself, I hope my message made it to God. That's prayer today. That's your way of thinking, you speaking to the creator. But our ancestors knew that the creator can hear you no matter where you are, because they didn't have a concept of space. The creator occupied all emptiness. So I'm never alone. I'm never empty. Because within every inch of creation is the intelligence of the source. To some people, that just ain't enough. They need a congregation, a pulpit, you know, a God. And without that, they feel lonely. Lonely is a feeling, it's not a reality, man. Because you feel lonely don't mean you are lonely. The ancestors with you at all times, and the creator with you at all time ain't never left you. So the moment you get over your feelings and deal with reality, we don't have to worry about loneliness. Because you feel lonely don't mean that that's a real reality. It's a bunch of life around you. You shut your eyes, close your mouth, meditate, you'll hear the ancestors giving you new ideas, new motherfucking inspiration, and it'll be a good reset. When you open your eyes, you'll be a new person. That's what meditation is about. And you'll realize in your loneliness, you find yourself. That's the best time. You start to value your fucking time to yourself instead of look at it like a curse. I know I'm all over the place. I just got to speak from the heart. So here you see the planet Saturn, and I just want you to compare that North Pole hexagon. All the energy flows out of that North Pole hexagon. Jesus said, my cup overfloweth. I'm being redundant, and I'm showing you why. The cup on top of Jesus' head represents the North Pole of Saturn. Jesus is Saturn. Flat Earth on the left, that's the truth. The lie was hidden. The lie is what hide the truth. It ain't that these people worship the devil or they worship Satan. They pay respect to Saturn because if it weren't for Saturn, you'll know the truth. That's why I keep showing you Saturn. If it weren't for the concept that was initiated under Saturnism, that was when space was created. And if it wasn't for the concept of space, these people in power wouldn't be able to rule. That's what's foundating all a deception. So if that's what's keeping them in power, yeah, they're going to pay reverence to it. This symbol is what they're paying reverence to. That's Saturn. But if you look on the left, Saturn is a plagiarization of flat Earth. Look at the triangle in the middle. And mine is a triangle in the middle, but mine have a dome point instead of a sharp point, but it's the same thing. The line in the middle of that is the pupil, the eye. And look at the ethers and the light going around it, making a ripple effect. This is flat Earth. You say, man, that ain't flat Earth. That's Satan worship. Yeah, they want you to think it's all about Satan worship, so you can't see what they fucking hiding behind this symbol, where they getting their power from. Your ignorance, and you keep on saying, oh man, that's just Satan worship, is why they stay in power, because it ain't just Satan worship. Satan is a concept. These symbols represent the truth. So they know only thing you gonna do is say, oh, that's just Illuminati. They don't care about that, man. They care when you start figuring out what it means, and that's what I'm doing. I'm a threat. When you say, oh, that's just a cult means hidden. They don't care about you telling the truth that, yes, it's hidden. It's hidden knowledge. They care when you find it. You ain't found the knowledge because you keep repeating that it's hidden. That's what's happening in the conscious community. People are not woke. They just know that they sleep. And think about what I'm telling you. Most of these folks in the conscious community are not woke, man. They're not deep how we are. They ain't really deep like that. They ain't woke for real. And all of their videos is somebody had the 666 hand sign when they were speaking. The news reporter blinked and I saw reptilian eyes. The Pepsi logo is an Illuminati sign. And they let these people go viral. These kind of people do numbers because they know they stupid, they ignorant. These are the people that think they know the secret just because they know the secret society. Oh, that's a Masonic symbol. That's an occult symbol. You keep telling me that this symbol is a cult, meaning it's hiding a greater meaning. But you ain't telling me the greater meaning. You just telling me, oh, I exposed it. That's an occult symbol. Okay, what's the occult meaning then? They don't care that you calling these symbols occult because they are occult. They only care when you understand the occult meaning of it. That's when you're a threat. Most of the people that's fake woke today, most of their content is nothing but saying, oh, that's an occult symbol. That's an occult hand sign. And them folks don't know nothing. Only thing they saying is, oh, that symbol has a hidden meaning to it. But they ain't telling you why it's a cult, why it's a symbol that's hiding a meaning, and what's the meaning that it's hiding. That's what I'm doing. I'm exposing the occultism, not just saying that's a cult, that's a cult, that's a cult. You see what I'm saying? So if you like what I'm doing, and stick around, because I'll be doing more of it this weekend. But right now I gotta go.